The first question is, have you ever been wrong? This is the first of 8 questions we ask the narcissist. Now hang in there because we're going to tie all these together in just a moment. But what are questions that narcissists absolutely positively hate to answer? And the reason they hate these questions is because, well, they don't like to be exposed. They don't want people to know who they really are deep down inside. And when I say deep down inside, it's really not all that deep. It's like a thin layer, but they protect that layer vigorously. They don't want people knowing who they are. They don't want them to be themselves to be exposed. So number one is ask them this question: have you ever been wrong about anything? And you may not want to frame it exactly like that. Maybe you'd say something like, I've been wrong about a lot of things. Have you ever been wrong about something? Or when was the last time you were wrong about something? And, what is the narcissist going to do? Admit that he's wrong? Admit, yeah, I can remember when I was wrong about being wrong. It's typically the best they come up with. But what you're doing is you are making them think, regardless. It really doesn't matter what their response is, as long as you can get them to self-reflect. We talked about this in the past couple videos. Holding up the mirror, letting the narcissist see himself and how ridiculously absurd he or she really is. Have you ever been wrong? They don't like that question. Number 2 is, why do you need other people? Narcissists don't like to think of themselves as being in need of others. I don't need anybody. That's what the narcissist thinks, falsely, fooling himself. And so you burst that bubble. You ask him the question, what is it about other people that you need? Why do you need me? You might frame it that way. Why do you need so-and-so? If you know of other people that the narcissist is taking advantage of. Why do you need to surround yourself with all these people? And a third iteration of this same question. The third question to ask is, why do you have to impress other people all the time? The narcissist may, bristle at that. I'm not trying to impress people. Obviously he is. He's got to impress other people. If he doesn't, he can't control them, or she can't control them. So what you are doing is you're making them stop and ponder. You're making them stop and think. Cognitive dissonance is what this is called. So now they have 2 thoughts embedded in their brain, 2 conflicting thoughts embedded at their brain at the same time. Thought number 1 is, and it may be kind of a subtle subliminal thought, but the thought is, I need to impress other people so I can control them. And the other thought is, I don't need to control anybody, or I don't need rather to impress anybody. And by the way, got to say this parenthetically, when I make mistakes in my videos, very seldom do I go back and edit them out, because we're having a conversation, so I'm just, I'm not a newscaster who speaks perfectly. Rather, I just like to talk to you like we're sitting at a table somewhere having a conversation over a cup of coffee, or my preference would be Diet Pepsi. Why do you have to impress other people? Cause that cognitive dissonance. Or you might ask them this, what is it that you need to improve in your life? There are things in my life I'd like to make better. And depending on how you frame it and the mindset of the narcissist, he might actually not bristle at this question. He might stop and think, yeah, I can make a few improvements. And he may actually give you a good answer. You don't know. But the important thing is to get them to see themselves as they are and get them to respond to the question. The response, again, short of punching you in the face, is what you're after. Not what the response is, but the fact that they just respond. That means their brain is engaged. They heard your question. They can't unhear what they heard. It's now embedded in their brain. You got inside the brain just by asking a question, making them think. Number 6, ask them, what Why are you hiding? Most narcissists that I know or have known over my 70 plus years, I've learned a thing or two trying to share this with you. And again, we're going to tie all these together in just a moment, so hang in there. But most, but not all, narcissists that I have known are hiding from people that they have hurt, particularly if the person they've hurt is trying to sue them, or if they committed some crime. They will hide, and some of them are really good at it. Not all of them do this, but some of the narcissists that I have encountered, you don't know where they live at any given time because, they're couch surfers. They move from place to place. So ask them, what are you hiding from? And you know what? The narcissists that I have known in my 70 plus years, they have an answer because they've probably been asked this before and they thought about it. And one narcissist told me that when they questioned why he didn't have a job, he said he got tired of answering them because he had this conspiracy theory, that the New World Order was coming in and they were these bad guys. And I'm not saying there is no New World Order, but this guy was manipulating those conspiracy theories to his advantage. And the reason he didn't have a job is because he didn't want them to have his Social Security number. So he's living off the radar. I mean, big time. Actually, what he was doing was mooching off other people. But at one time, one guy answered and said, I'm so tired of people asking me that, I just ignore them. Get inside their head. Obviously, other people have been doing the same thing. Make them think. And the fact that they have to make up a lie tells you that, somebody landed. Somebody hit the spot. Somebody hit the target. They got inside their heads, and now they got to answer something. Number 7 is ask them what hurts them. What phrase hurts you? We did a whole video on things that hurt narcissists. But because narcissists don't like to think of themselves as being hurtable. They are Superman. You could shoot a bullet at them, and they just bounce off. Now, they don't literally believe that, but figuratively speaking, they see themselves as invincible. I can't be hurt. So when you ask them the question, what hurts you? What frustrates you? Different way to say it. What makes you really, 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 really mad? Can you be mad? You're asking them these questions one way or the other, and they don't like those questions because it points out their vulnerability. It points out their flaws. It's saying the questions are saying you are not the special person that you think you are. You, Mr. Ms. Narcissist, are just a person who happens to be a narcissist. They hate to answer those questions. Number 8, as I mentioned, the one about hiding. They get tired of answering them. They hate it. Number 8 is this. We're going to tie this all together in just a moment, but this is kind of a big one. Why is it that you can't admit to your failure or failures? I like to put it in the plural because, I had a failure in my life. I failed to recognize the failure. I guess that was my failure. No, most narcissists that I know, their whole life is a combination, a string of failures, all tied together. One big, maybe you saw this guy on YouTube, but there was a guy who made an island. Yeah, he made an island. What he did is he got empty plastic pop bottles, mostly pop bottles, but any plastic bottle, sealed them so they would float, and somehow he bound them all together. And you get so many thousands of bottles and bind them together, you make an island. And the narcissist is an island of failures out there floating around. And most of them that I know, some are not this way, but most of them, they're just floating around aimlessly, looking for another bottle, to add to their island, to hold them up, full of hot air, or air, whatever kind of air. Why can't you admit to your failures? I mean, this island you're living on, No, these are plastic bottles. You know, these are failures. You're telling the narcissist, this is not a real island. You are not a real person. You're not that really special person that you think you are. All those stories that you made up about how great you are, no, you're not. Now, you're not saying it in those terms. You're just asking a question. Why can't you admit your failures? Your plastic bottles. Let's tie this all together. What narcissists love to do, and you're going to see this in all these 8 points, is they love to hide their inside. Well, I could probably rephrase that. They need to hide their inside. Their true identity, who they really are. They got to hide that. They got to pretend. They got to mask constantly. Now, being autistic, I understand masking because it's a part of being autistic. Sometimes you got to fake it to make it. You got to kind of act in a way that people, I call it the neurotypical hive mind. That's not a derogatory term. It's just recognizing that neurotypical people have a way of interacting with each other, going about their own way like a beehive, but at the same time all working together. We're not part of that. But sometimes we have to mask so that we can get along with neurotypical people, and I do that. But the narcissist has to do that constantly, and he can't do it. They need to hide their inside. Have you ever been wrong? Of course not. They're hiding the fact that they have been wrong. Do you need other people? Of course not. They're hiding the fact that, yeah, deep down inside, they know they need other people. Why is it that you've got to impress other people with your wonderfulness? Why do they do that? Well, there's something inside of them, something about them that tells them there's something wrong with me. I need to impress people. Why? What is it about you? You're asking the narcissist, figuratively speaking. What about you can you improve? Well, the narcissist thinks nothing, but deep down inside, he knows. He's hiding that inside. Why are you latching on to people? Because he needs them for supply, to boost his ego. He doesn't want to admit that because he needs this inflated ego. I like to call it a bubble wrap. It has a lot of components to it. But he needs to hide inside that. Why is he always hiding? You know, that was the 6th question. Well, he's hiding his hiding. You know, what does naming something, why does that hurt you? You're exposing his innards, as they would say down south, I think. His psychological, emotional, mental inside. He's hiding something down in there, and those things hurt him, and he doesn't want to admit it. And he doesn't want to admit failure. He's hiding his failures deep down inside of him. So, when we ask these questions, he or she hates to answer them because, well, they're hiding something. Some things. There's a lot of stuff deep down inside. Not deep down inside. I got to quit saying that. It's just beneath the surface. There are these things that they are hiding, and they don't want them out. And when you ask them this question, you are letting those things out. You're exposing them for who they truly are. If you got something out of this video, we invite you right now to join our conversation and join our family by subscribing to our YouTube channel and leaving a comment. If you share this on social media, you know, X, Facebook, whatever you're on, that helps us out a lot. And also, you know, just man, the thumbs up. That does help a lot. So why not, while you're at it, that's a way of kind of giving us a tip. Doesn't cost you a thing. We'll see you all next time.